I'll do everybody. Nice back here again, and today I've got another inbox review for you, but we're going to be looking at ICM's B-26 B Marauder. Okay, so this is a really new kit from ICM, and in this scale there's not that many Marauders about. The only one that I know of, well, the two that I know of, was the old Esky kit, and the other one's an old Monogram kit, which has been reboxed by Hasegawa and Rebel. So this is a totally modern take on this aircraft, in 48 especially. You can get a 72nd one done by Hasegawa, which again has been reboxed by Rebel, and I believe it's the same that's in the Hobby 2000 boxing. So, means 1/48th, this is really the one you want. Okay, so what we'll do, put you on overhead and we'll get cracking. Okay. So, as always, we start with the instruction manuals, and you get a leaflet about ICM's paint. I believe this is Vallejo's paint, and then you've got the colours just there with a QR code where you can download this table, or you can see more information about these paints. Okay, we've then got the actual instruction manual, but we also get, which I think is quite neat, is a 2024 poster. So this poster, they say it's a calendar, but it is a calendar, but it's not a calendar that you can really do much with, if that makes sense. But it's got a lovely picture of the box art on there. Yeah, lovely picture of the box art. Okay, the Marauder, that's Ladies Delight. We're going to move into the instruction manual. Okay, I will just get the decals out. I'll put them just up there. Okay, and as you can see, normal ICM fare, a glossy booklet on the front in Ukrainian and in English. We've got a little bit of a description about the actual aircraft before we then move on to the colours. We then open the page and we start with the sprue map. So we've got all the sprues here, okay, to make the aircraft. Before then we move into actually build into the build stages. So with this one we start with the fuselages. Okay, so we've got the side fuselage, a part to go into the fuselage, I assume, and we have to start by looking at drilling holes and all details except marked separately. So we've got the fuselage there. We've got some parts going inside the fuselage again on the inside, before we put some hangers for the open, so these will be the hinges for the open bomb bay, a hatch just there. Moving into the cockpit, so we've got the nose just here, seats going together, that going attaching to that's what looks like it's going to be the wheel bay, and then we've got the seat attaching to the top of the wheel bay just there. We then got the center console and the instrument panel, with then the control yoke, a canister going on, another control yoke which you can just see going on here. So we've got the pilot and the co-pilot. We've got a bulkhead and what I'm assuming is wing struts. Then we're moving on to the bombs, where we've got the bomb racks going together and then attaching to the bulkheads with the top of the actual bomb bay. Moving into putting those two parts, so the fuselage, bulkhead, the bomb bay, and another bulkhead going into the actual fuselage. We've then got some of the machine guns going on. Then moving on to the, let's have a look. This is the rear section here of some rearward facing guns and the tail turret with the control part for the tail turret just there. We're then moving on to the upper turret, as you can see just there. Fuselages for the other side. Again, the fuselage for the other side, and a hatch. Tells you now to put 50 grams of weight in. Personally, I'd probably put 60, maybe 70 grams in there, just to make sure it's not going to be a tail sitter. We then move on to actually the tail. So putting the tail together on the rear, as in this piece. Then the control surfaces. We're then looking for the parts for the open bomb bay. There we are. We've got the bomb bay doors, open or closed. We've got the four nacelles for the forward facing cannons just there. Oh, sorry, machine guns. Before we add some of the clear parts for the cockpit and the tail gunner, and the same with the nose part with the single forward facing gun. Then we're adding some more detail for the internal part of the aircraft, so make sure you paint those before you close it all up. Main wheelbase, putting the wings together with the control surfaces on both sides. Some other little odds and sods. Then we're looking at doing the other wing, just there, up to there. Landing lights going on before we move on to the engines themselves. The engines look quite comprehensive. So probably all you might want to add on these is some just ignition wires. And you'll have two of these to do. Then we're moving on to the engine nacelles all the way through. Join those nacelles onto the wings. So we've got the two different nacelles. Then those wings get added to the aircraft. Before then we start looking at adding the undercarriage to it and the undercarriage doors. All right, so you can see just there. Don't know what that part is. Some sort of ladder. I don't know whether it's the ladder for the pilots and what have you to get into the aircraft. Down that goes in there. We don't tell you can have that up or down. Again, moving on to looking at the undercarriage base. So we're looking at the main ones now. The main undercarriage legs. The wheels going on and the props. And then that's the aircraft built. And then we move on to the mast template. So you've got the mast templates here, so you can cut out these parts ready for all the masking on the actual aircraft. Before then, we move on to the two colour callouts. So we've got Ladies Delight, which is olive drab with invasion stripes on the wings. But none on the fuselage. No, just checking the box out. Yeah, none on the fuselage. Okay, with a grey belly. And then we've got the overall metallic. Okay, this is Coral Princess from autumn 1944. As you can see, we've got the invasion stripes, but they look like they've been blacked out. Okay, so on this one, with the height of the invasion, so it would have the invasion stripes on, clearly seen. Whereas on this one, because it's near April, and it's overall silver, they would have maybe tried to spray it out or something like that. Okay, because it wouldn't come off the bare metal foil, bare metal finish. And then we've got another one, December 1944, and you can see it's got the invasion stripes all over, bare metal, and it's got some lovely nose art just there. So that's the instructions. So we'll get cracking with the plastic. So I think there's 6 main sprues, or 6 or 7 main sprues, and then it's onto the clear parts. And as you can see, normal fare for ICM plastic. Okay, really nice, nicely molded panel lines. Some nice detail on the wheel wells, etc. We've got a part for the cockpit here. Okay, now detail with ICM, it's good, but it's not spectacular because they don't put rivet detail on and stuff like that. Okay, but it's all nicely molded, looks really nice. We've got some cushion, some like fabric maybe on one of the chairs just there. Turn it over. We've got the parts of the Bombay, so all looking really nice there. We've then got, let's get them separated, 2 of the same sprue, so we'll only look at one. This one comprises the engine detail and some of the cowling detail, the tyres and stuff like that. So we'll start with the engine detail. You can see very nicely molded. Okay, 2 parts with the parts for the push rods or whatever. I'm not sure what they are. I don't know too much about engines. Some of the bombs, the tyres, the actual wheel hubs look really nice. Okay, some nice detail there. And then got some more parts of the Bombay, some parts of the cockpit, some of the machine guns. And it's all really nicely, finely done. Okay, so you can see some really small, delicate parts just there. For in the cockpit, for the guns, probably some parts for the wheel legs and etc. Right, so the main fuselage. So like I said, with this main fuselage you get all the panel lines, but you don't get any rivet detail. Now if you look at it, there is no rivet detail at all, apart from these panels just here. And that's got raised detail on there. But the panel lines are really nicely done. Okay. The moulding's nicely done. Okay, on the inside, again, it's well done. Might have to get rid of a few of these sink marks, pin marks, whatever you want to call them, all the way along, but they shouldn't be too hard to get rid of. We then got the wings. Okay, so we've got wings, tails, bulkheads, and again, other than some of the actual portholes, all right, there's not a lot of real detail on there. Okay, this is ripe for re-riveting, or not re-riveting, riveting. Okay, it's got some nice texture on the fabric cover parts. Okay, not overly done, looks really nice. The bulkheads, again, they look really nice. Some nice detail in there. Some fabric curtains just there. The main tail. Okay, control surfaces look, again, it looks really nice. Some nice fabric texture on there. Not much detail in the wheel wells. Okay, so just some corrugation. We're then looking at some of the Bombay parts, some more of the bulkheads with the hatches, the roof of the Bombay, tail surfaces. with a nice hydral. So again, it's looking really, really nice. Last grey sprue onto nacelles and another wing section. We'll look at the other side. Again, just some ribbing in here. And again, no real detail on the thing other than the panel lines. Moving on to the clear parts. Okay, I want to make sure I wrap these back up. So our clear parts, really, really nicely clear. Okay, ICM clear parts are some of probably the best in the game at it. And then we move on to the last part, which is the decals. These look really, really nice. I don't know who prints them, but they do look okay. Do you know what? They've actually got a little bit of a look of Edard ones, because the carrier film it's not really close, so maybe watch out for these decals. I don't know whether they're going to be the same as the Edard ones, but other than that, they look really good. So that's ICM's B-26 Marauder. Looks absolutely lovely. It's probably going to go together really, really well. So then you could concentrate on doing all the extra detail you wanted, like riveting or whatever. But once built, just as it is, it's going to be a really impressive model. It's going to be a decent size, obviously, because it's a twin-engine bomber. I can't remember what they actually was the maximum weight they carried bomb-wise, but it was classed as a medium bomber. It's got plenty of armament. It's got all the bits that you need to build a really, really impressive B-26. If you wanted then to go on that next level and add more detail, it should, again, be a perfect canvas for doing that extra riveting detail, for doing maybe detail in the wheel wells or detail in the bomb bay or the cockpit or stuff like that. Because the cockpit's going to be fairly open, you're going to have that nose, massive glass nose on there, so you can actually see a lot's in there, so you could actually go to town on it. Well, that's what I think you could do anyway. And potentially, once I get one of these, because this is a review sample for the website, okay? So once I get one of these, I'll probably look at riveting it and potentially adding more detail in the actual those places I said, like the wheel wells and stuff like that, and maybe in the rear of the cockpit, because there's some hatches, rear of the cockpit, rear of the fuselage, because there's some hatches in there, and also, again, if you want to have the bomb bay open or closed. I normally have them closed, but we'll see. Anyway, that's it from me, and I'll see you on the next one. Bye for now.